Here we go. Let's have a seat on our mat, resting your hands on your knees, taking a big inhale through the nose, and a complete sigh out through the mouth. In your mind, what I'd like for you to think is just letting go. So when you let go of that breath, you're letting go of everything weighing on your shoulders, letting go of any worries, any thoughts. Just be present, very aware of what's happening right here with you. Big inhale. Taking that moment to feel the weight of your hands just resting on your knees. Noticing the ground underneath you. Trying to stay in this moment of presence with the eyes sealed. Drop the head down, chin to chest. And we're still breathing. We're still letting all of that nice, warm air out through the mouth, stretching into the back of the neck. And we're holding it right here before we move side to side, because I really want you to focus on loosening up any tightness that we started to hold on to. Now we'll start to move our head a little bit over to the right, and a hold, and a little bit over to the left, and a hold. Really just take your time to move through that at your own pace, a little side to side. Now, if you get to a point where it's just not quite enough, and you bring, let's say, your left ear to left shoulder a little bit more, and then take that left arm up, bringing that hand right behind the ear, the base of the skull, and just lengthening, pulling up. So you're not pressing it down, but you're pulling it out. So it's like you're pressing your shoulder out and then pressing your head the opposite direction, just getting a little bit of an extra stretch there. I always like that one. But, you know, if you do that to one side, you got to balance it out. You got to do the same thing on the opposite side. We'll roll that over to the right. And still using the breath, because any of that tightness is held on by the breath. So making sure you can hear your breath sounds right now. And release to roll it all the way back up to the top, coming straight into seated cat-cow from here. So breathing in, hinging forward at the hips, pressing through the knees. Go ahead and roll the shoulders up, chest is forward, head, gaze is up. Exhale, round it out. I'm going to turn to the side. Round it out so you can roll back. I roll back really far. Inhale, up. Exhale, back. Feel the lengthening and the opening up of the spine. Last one. And come right back up, sitting up nice and tall. And we'll sweep those arms up overhead, stretching into the triceps. So the arms are going to come up. We're going to hang out right here for a second. Opening those fingers wide and reaching towards the sky. Now when you're reaching, see how it feels to roll the shoulders back a little bit. Sometimes we can reach up and see my shoulders or by my ears. What we want to do is kind of release that, rolling them back and sliding them down into the back. So we're strengthening into the back and shoulder muscles, right? We talked about that was a request, right, Stephanie? And then we're reaching up high, holding tight. Pull the navel into the spine, pressing down into your sit bone. So everything is nice and firm with intention as we are paused right here. One more big inhale. Exhale. Left hand drops down in between the shoulder blade. Right hand grabs a hold of that elbow and gaze up over and under the the left elbow, and just give a gentle pull back, stretching into that tricep. Breathing in, reaching up high again. Find that presence again. So what happened there with the fingers and the arms and the shoulders are tight and strong. Navel pulled in, sit bones in the earth. Breathe. And inhale. Exhale. Right arm drops. Left arm grabs a hold of that elbow. Gentle pull, gazing up. There is so much strength to be found in the postures where we're very still and we're pausing. As long as we have that intention of presence in our mind, we will find it. Last breath. And here we go. Inhale up. Exhale. Go ahead and drop those hands down to the ground, pressing up onto the knees. In tabletop, fingers are wide. As always, a little stretch into those hips. Woo! I always know when I teach my Friday night class, you know I'm going to do this on Saturday morning because hips are tight. But I'll have that recording up soon, so hopefully you can join that strength and flexibility class we did last night at the studio. That was fun. Breathing in from here, let's take that right leg straight back, flexing that foot. See how it feels, just kind of loosen up here. Lift that leg up a little bit. Lift it up. So notice the higher you lift it, the more you're going to feel it into that right glute. And then bring it back straight again. Good. So straight, and then we are gazing down right at our thumbs, pressing and lengthening. Feel like you're lengthening through the crown of your head here. Now give a little rotation in the ankle. Good. Inhale, holding right here. Go ahead and take that left arm out just for a moment. For a complete spinal balance, strong into the right arm. Now at first, that arm may want to dip down, but I want you to hold strong into it, strong into the back, and reach and lengthen. Really feel it all the way from the tips of your fingers back to this foot and this heel that is flexed. Go ahead and drop that left hand. That right leg is going to kick out to the side. Slowly begin to lift up. I'm just going to turn around. Reaching up high. Exhale, taking those hands down in front of you, leg stays out. Walking the hands out, dropping the chest down to the ground. Big, nice, deep stretch into the inner thigh. So what's happening is we're keeping the tailbone lifted and just kind of lowering down as far as it feels comfortable. I'm bringing up myself all the way down to the ground. Don't feel like you have to do that. If this feels okay and you're getting this nice deep stretch right here, absolutely stay right here on your elbows, or even walking it out and holding, stacking the arms right here. And of course, breathe. Inhale, slowly start to glide all the way back up, reach up high. Exhale, if your right leg is down, left arm comes down to the ground. Breathing in, let's kick it all the way over. I'm going to go ahead and bring my right leg up this morning. It bounces a little bit off, absolutely keep it down to the ground for a second, and then lift it when you're ready. So it almost looks like a little balance here, just on one side of the body. So we're kind of getting all directions of us, all of our north, east, west, and south throughout our body. And exhale, go ahead and plant that hand down to the ground, rolling all the way back. And from here, we're gonna take a knees, chest, chin. Inhale into cobra or up dog, whichever's feeling good for your back this morning. Exhale, back to child's pose. Inhale, back to tabletop. Same thing, opposite side, taking that left leg out first. Nice little hold, okay? And then again, play with that, taking that left leg up, feeling the difference when it's higher, squeezing the left glute, and then gathering where you bring it down, keeping the hips parallel to the ground, flexing the foot. And rotate that ankle. Now start to really balance yourself out again with that presence. So starting with the fingers spread out wide, strong in the arms, strong in the shoulders, core, legs, foot. When that feels good, take a breath in and slowly lift the right hand off the ground into that spinal balance. Now remember, you have to kind of adjust some things here, and that's okay. Find your breath. And taking the right hand down to the ground. Left leg is going to kick out to the left side. I'll just stay this way this time here. And then slowly walking the hand out, a giant step, and finding where it feels good for you to lengthen into that left inner thigh, dropping the chest down to the ground or to the elbows, whatever feels good. Tailbone stays lifted. Breathe. And breathing in, slowly start to rise all the way back up, bringing your hands up high. Holding. And again, so we're lengthening, we're reaching towards the sky. Shoulders are still drop back down. One more inhale. Exhale, right hand drops down to the ground, lifting all the way up and over. Now this is up to you whether you want this leg lifted or you want to keep it down. And see if you can just find these points where you press back a little bit more, tucking the tailbone under, rolling the shoulder back. Feeling very balanced all the way around. One more breath. And exhale, drop it down, take that arm down to the ground. Slowly lower chaturanga or knees, chest, chin. Inhale to baby cobra or up dog. Roll those shoulders back. Flip the toes and exhale to down dog. Walking out that down dog. And when you're ready, coming into your true down dog, fingers are spread out wide, head is dropped down, tailbone is lifted up high. Maybe lift up on the toes just for a moment, see how that feels. And drop the heels back down. Bend those knees and very slowly start to walk the hands back towards the feet. Hanging right here with those knees still bent into your ragdoll. I like to twist here. Let the head loose and the torso loose. Releasing the elbows, just let those fingertips hang down towards the earth. Squeeze the belly in. Keep the head and shoulders dropped. Take your time for this first roll up to be very slow. Shoulders roll back. Head pops up. Arms reach up high. Hook those thumbs together. Get a little press back. Opening into those shoulders and chest a little bit deeper as you're gazing up. And exhale. Hands to heart. Pause right here. I know we're still at the back of our mat. Close your eyes just for that moment. So now we're standing upright, noticing and being aware of the difference, how we're feeling, just from the beginning of class till now, from seated to standing. Big inhale, sigh it out, relaxing those shoulders, and go ahead and step towards the top of your mat. I think I'm going to turn this way for this instead. I'm a little close to the window over there. So here we are, sitting nice and firm, tucking that tailbone under, roll those shoulders back. Inhale. Let's start out with just a little bit of a balance before we do our sun salutations, okay? So inhale, heavy weight on that left foot. Slowly pick the right foot up. Straighten the leg. Maybe it hangs out here for a minute. Maybe we go ahead and bring it back. I just want you to play with it. I want you to see what the balance feels like this morning. Definitely some strength, big difference when you straighten the leg versus keeping it bent. But we're trying to get that standing foot to be nice and firm and get rid of the weeble wobbles. So that's what we're doing right there. Change legs. I'm looking over to see if I can see how you guys are doing. The screen's so tiny for you guys though. I see little movements. Whenever you're ready. So same thing, opposite foot. Right foot is down. Breathing in. Left leg lifts. And again, when that feels good and you're like, all right, let's go for it. Straighten the leg. Maybe it's a nice hold. Maybe it's just for a moment. That's all right. So that balance that we're working on is helping us to get more grounded, more aware of where we are in this earth. Grounding is really important. And now that the weather is nice, going outside with bare feet, which, you know, I wear bare feet all the time, don't I? That's nice, feeling a little bit of earth. All right, starting out with 3 sun salutations. Pausing. Roll the shoulders back. Inhale, lifting the arms up high. Reach, reach, reach. Exhale. Swan dive down. Inhale to your flat back. Absolutely bend your knees a little bit. Let's start with planting our hands at the top of our thighs. And lift. Open that heart and chest. Exhale, round it all the way down. Plant the hands, step back. Slowly lower chaturanga, or knees, chest, chin. As long as those elbows are nice and tight at your sides. Breathing in, press through and up. The knees can stay rested on the ground this morning or up. Exhale, flip the toes, press and lift back into down dog. Inhale, rise up on the toes, shifting that weight forward, stepping up to the top. Exhale, forward fold. Hang on for that tiny package, hanging on to the calves. Inhale, bend the knees, scoop the belly, lift and rise. Reach up high, full intention. Again, exhale, hands to heart. Keep breathing in and up. Exhale, swan dive down. Inhale to flat back. So you could do the same thing by a slight bend and placing your hands here, or just releasing completely, whatever. Exhale, plant the hands, step back and lower. In and up, out to down dog. Inhale to the top. Out and fold. In and lift. Exhale, hands to heart. Good, last one, in. We're going nice and slow. We want to feel a little bit of everything. Close your eyes if that feels comfortable to you. Into that flat back. Exhale, chaturanga. Into your up dog. And out to down dog. In to the top. Out and fold. In, slowly lift. And exhale, hands to heart. Let's turn back to you now. And relax. Give a little sway, a little swing, a little release. Maybe even get this nice little twist into the back. Maybe you feel a little pop. I already did. I'm very poppy though. Have you guys seen me in class popping my toes and everything? This is kind of my vada. Can't help it. I got a lot of air, a little space going on. All right, so sitting back at the top of our mat, bring your hands together at your heart. Coming right back into that balance. Stay right where you are. I'm just going to turn towards you, and we're slowly going to lift up one knee, whatever feels comfortable. So same thing that we did, except this time you're going to take that knee up as high as it feels comfortable, and then take it out to the side, placing the foot wherever the knee kind of lands. So I'm going to place my foot here. Absolutely bring your foot here, coming into tree pose, whichever one feels good. We're going to keep our hands together at our heart, feeling some strength and some length first. So the higher your leg up, just know that we really have to press that standing leg into the foot. So don't let this leg and foot press this out. So strong into the core as you lift and grow into this posture. When you're ready, absolutely grow your tree, taking those hands up. And remember, and you don't even have to, if balance is just off a little bit today and you want to keep your hands here, please go right ahead. When the arms or branches do reach up, reach up. Feel that strength through the arms, into the forearms and fingers. Slowly taking the gaze up. And feel the strength all the way from the fingers. Travel that down the arms into the belly and the hips and the legs, all the way down to that standing foot. Breathe it out. And then slowly coming out of it like you came into it, bringing the hands first, the leg, and release. Good. So hopefully you already felt some strength in that standing foot. So if anybody's having any arch problems, yoga is great for that because we definitely strengthen into the arches. Same thing, opposite side. So again, standing tall, opposite leg. When you're ready, so bring that knee up as high as it comes. Taking out to the side. I'm going to lay it mine here. Don't forget to smile. If you're doing this and scrunching your brow, thinking too much, take it out. Don't put it into a smile. Take your time. Taking the arms up. As always, finding that breath in your standing balancing postures. Really becoming aware of how that feels. How does it feel to become so focused in a posture where you have the strength, you have the breath, you have the intention, maybe extra energy kind of coming into you. Lift, reach, and slowly releasing. Hands first, leg next, and drop it down. Good, shake that out. Anyway, that feels good. I'm going to come straight into a wide leg forward fold. So just opening the feet up a little bit wider. If you need to turn sideways on your mat, go right ahead, placing your hands on your hips, roll those shoulders back, and press the hips forward as you're gazing up towards the sky. Holding here, inhale. Exhale, hinging all the way down. Keeping your hands on your hips at first, okay? Now, if anything, if the hamstrings are just super crazy tight right here, absolutely put a tiny soft bend in. I don't want you to lock the knees, all right? In a minute, when we drop our hands down, this is where you may need a block. Now release, taking your hands down to the ground. Keep breathing that out. Slowly start to walk your hands back. You can take the block too. So if you have your hands on a block, take the block back. Just kind of walk it back. And then we're slowly going to walk over to our left leg and bend that knee, dropping down. So I'll just introduce this at different levels. If it's in your practice to continue on through it, go right ahead. So we start out right here, stretching, just noticing what's happening into the hip flexor, into the hips and the legs. Our next step, we're going to press that foot down to the ground, okay? We're going to press out into the pinky edge of that right foot. And you can see that arch as the toes are pressing into the earth. Next is going to be lifting up. So if this is all very tight, please stay here. Hands on the blocks. Okay, tailbone is tucked under, hands together at your heart. So with intention, shoulders are back, belly is in, tailbone is under, left leg is pressed out nice and long, lifting up on the left toes. Breathe. Exhale, go ahead and release. Drop the hands back down, straighten up that leg. And I want you to forward fold over the leg. So I tell you what, let's turn our toes out towards the short end of the mat and just fold down over that into extended hamstring stretch, okay? This way, the hips are squared right over that leg. And now a little bit of a bend here to release that, point those toes back, nice and long, and we'll walk all the way over towards that left leg, bending the knee, I'm sorry, your right leg, bend the knee. And again, same exact thing. So finding where your left foot is pressing out, pressing the toes down into the earth, lifting up the arches, stretching right here into the hips and inner thigh, which we already did a little inner thigh stretch earlier. When you're ready, and again, take your time, and maybe you don't come into it. Every day is different. It's all a practice. In order to grab that block from the other side. Bring your hands together at your heart if you are up and balanced. And if you're stretching, I want you to pause and stay right here and breathe it out and stretch into that tightness. Letting it go. If we are up into the balancing position, I want you to tuck your tailbone under, roll your shoulders back. Compress your navel into your spine. Now smile. Lifting up high onto these right toes. Maybe start to feel a little bit of a burn into the calf. We'll let that go right about now. Dropping the hands down to the ground, straightening up that leg. And again, we're going to turn the toes towards the short end of our mat. Exhale, extended hamstring stretch. Doing good. 2 more breaths. Inhale. Exhale it out. And a slight bend in that knee. And this time we're just going to step back into high plank, slowly lower chaturanga or knees, chest, chin. Inhale to cobra or up dog. Exhale, down dog. Now from here, this is where we're going to work on shoulders a little bit. We're going to drop down to our forearms. Keeping the hands flat on the ground, fingers are nice and wide. And this is dolphin. Now in dolphin, this is a shoulder strengthener, but it absolutely helps out with hips. You're going to relieve some sciatica this deep into this, and hamstrings and calves. Now if you need a little bit more, step up. When you step up, you're still going to keep your shoulders down. Your head is down, so it's going to strengthen deeper into the shoulders and more into the legs. So if it's too much, bring that step back out, okay? Because either way is going to do it. It just depends on what you need personally. And inhale, stay in dolphin, but take your feet back. And now we're in forearm plank. Inhale, exhale, lift back up to dolphin, step up high. This is a really great one to practice if you know that you want to start working on headstands, supported headstands, because this would be the setup for that. Go ahead and drop down to your knees, press back in a child's pose, and let's wrap these arms around back behind us, resting the shoulders on the ground, resting the head on the ground, or you can turn your head to one side. We're letting our shoulders relax now. If you feel like you need a little stretch from here into the arms, absolutely, you can grab that strap or take your hands, interlace your fingers, give a little stretch up. And breathing in, go ahead and bring those hands underneath us and press all the way up. This time, let's go ahead and come all the way into seated from here, bringing the feet together. Let's go first actually into a wide leg. Instead of Baddha Konasana, let's open up into a wide leg. Forward fold. Let me finish my words here. Inhale, roll the shoulders back. Exhale, slowly start to walk it out. So same thing that we did standing, now we're going to do seated. Different feel though. Take your time. And you don't have to come all the way down to the elbows if you don't want to, if it's not feeling right. But I do want you to sigh your breath out. Inhale. It's such a bigger release when you get that breath to really let go. And inhale, slowly start to lift. Pressing back up, plant those hands back behind you. Bring the legs together. And let's bring the soles of our feet on our mat. Windshield wiper that out. We'll come into reverse tabletop next. So anybody with any kind of shoulder, rotator cuff issue, go softly into this, maybe not do the full extension. Otherwise, we're going to walk those feet up and then slowly press and lift into that reverse table. So notice what's happening when you lift up. You should feel a nice squeeze into the belly. Notice the pelvis is lifting up, big stretch into the arms. If you want to drop your head back, you can. I think sometimes it's a little bit too much doing that, so keeping it just nice and level and aligned with my spine is good. Lift up a little bit higher. Exhale, lower it down. We're going to do that one more time, but I'm going to give you an option to lift up one leg. Just because if you're wanting to push yourself a little bit more, get a little bit more energized for the morning, maybe you want to push a little bit more blood flow through the legs or through the body. So here we go. Inhale, lift and rise back up. Now, option to stay here or take one leg up. Now don't drop it down though, that's the thing. We want to lift and stay lifted, flexing that foot, pressing up. Not too long, just a moment. Same thing, opposite side. Everybody's still lifted, everybody's either in tabletop or one leg up. Exhale, drop it all the way down. Perfect, and start your rock and rolls. We want to release some of those shoulders again, right? Inhale. Exhale. Don't worry, we still got loads of time. We're still playing. One more rock and roll. I need to scoot back for this one. If you need to scoot back a little bit on your mat, you can. I'm going towards the back of my mat because we're going to roll forward this time and just roll all the way up, over, and back. Okay? And you can play with that. Now, so you can do two different things. You can jump into it, which is a little bit too much. I don't want to do all that personally. But you can rock and roll and then jump back. And then slowly lower chaturanga. Inhale to your up dog. Exhale, down dog. Good. Let's hang out in down dog for just a moment. I want to make sure that you're feeling the strength and stretch of this beautiful posture, one of my favorites, because there's so much you can do with it. So relaxing that heart towards the knees. The tailbone is lifted high. The fingers are stretched and reached out. So feeling strong in the arms and the back. Trying to get the heels down. Maybe they're not. That's okay. Again, don't force anything. Let's make sure we get some hips stretched out here as well. So inhale, let's take the right leg up nice and high. Exhale, we're going to swing it through. Dropping the left knee down to the ground into a runner's lunge. Just a nice little hold here. If you want to take your hands to the instep, you can. If hips are tight, use that block. So you can absolutely be here. Inhale, walk those hands back. So we're still staying on that left knee, walking the hands back, straightening out that right leg. Hold the right toes up. Inhale, straight spine. Lift up to those fingertips. Maybe even lift the fingertips off the ground. Exhale, hinge at the hip. Don't round into the back. It's a completely different feel. So if we're here and we come down, that's about where I really feel like where I just want to hold right in this spot, in this hamstring. I'm like, that's good. That's nice and tight. I don't want to force it. And I'm going to exhale, sigh it out. Now on that breath, I absolutely can feel a huge difference, allowing me to hinge a little bit deeper. I can adjust my hands a little bit more now, walking them forward. And inhale, go ahead and bend that knee, plant the foot, left leg, lift, step back, slowly lower chaturanga. Inhale. Exhale. Hold in down dog. Again, sinking that heart down, strong in those arms and back. Fingers are nice and wide. Inhale, left leg stretches, reaches up. Exhale, swing it through, runner's lunge. Go ahead and drop the right knee down to the ground. Take any modification you want as long as we're shifting the hips forward. And then we're going to breathe that out. If your mind ever starts to wander or just anticipates what's going on next, what's happening, try not to let that happen. Try to just stay present. What's happening right now? What am I feeling now? Where's my breath? Does it match what's happening in my body? Inhale, here we go. We're going to walk it on back. Straighten out that left leg. Get comfortable. Left toes pull up towards the sky. I'm going to lift so I can straighten my spine a little bit more. Exhale. Hinge to that sweet spot, that perfect spot that feels good. And I want you to hang out right there and sigh that out. Reminding ourselves that slowing down, pausing, breathing is beneficial for our physical body, our mental health. One more exhale. And inhale, plant the foot, lifting that right leg up. Last chaturanga. Inhale, keep those knees down to the ground. Exhale, wide leg, child's pose. Let those legs come out as far as it feels comfortable to you. So if you want to come, it's almost like we're trying to go into frog pose from here. We're not quite there though. And just a nice wide leg. Relaxing your head, relaxing your torso on the ground. Sigh it out. Good. Close your eyes if you haven't closed your eyes yet. If you need a pillow, you can use your block. You may notice that the legs may want to come out a little bit more as the inner thighs open. That's okay. If you would like to extend this into frog pose from here, coming up onto your elbows, keeping the legs out, and what happens is we start to shift forward. So now the knees are in alignment with the hip, and then the legs come out here. So you look like this, and you can stay here. You can bring your chest to the ground, whatever, as long as you're getting the stretch in the inner thighs. So that's what's different with frog and a wide leg child's pose. See the difference? Either way, we have about 3 breaths, okay? So make it count. Close your eyes. Inhale. Sigh it out, and there's 1 breath. Letting everything relax on the sighs out. And we should be at our 3rd exhale right about now. So if you were in frog pose and the legs are just like aching at this point, the best way to come out of this is to kind of army crawl it forwards, the legs straighten out. Good. And then from here, just going to roll over onto your back. Bringing those knees up into the chest. And rock side to side. And straighten both legs up overhead. Walk both hands up as far as it feels okay. And just give a little pull back. You can release and pull. And again, bending those knees. And then we're going to drop them to the left. If you have that eye pillow, this is a good time to use it. Arms come out to the side, palms are up. Recline, spinal twist. Try to keep both shoulders on the ground. Just give a little pause. And I want you to stay inward here. So the eye pillow is really good to help you to relax a little bit more and also to keep you from opening your eyes too much. Now see if you can really let go. Feeling very heavy, very relaxed everywhere. And with the knees over to the side, getting a little stretch in the lower back. If you need that bottom leg stretch down so that top leg comes over more, absolutely, go right ahead. It's your practice. In through the nose, sigh it out through the mouth. Now inhale, slowly bring those knees up. Squeeze them in and take your time to let them fall to the right. And coming right back to that complete relaxed state, letting everything be heavy. letting everything go. Remember, you don't have to be in control of anything right now. You don't have to do anything right now. All you have to do is let go and completely relax and breathe. Notice with every exhale, if you let go a little bit more, the back releases a little bit more. The legs feel a little bit heavier there over to the side. Beautiful, bringing those knees up into the chest. Exhale, slowly lower them down to the ground for Savasana. And I do have my last song here on. I'll turn it up a little bit louder. I know you guys are missing the song. Let's see if you guys can hear it. I'll be quiet. So just for a couple moments, even though we're at home, just allow yourself to let go. And take a big inhale through the nose. Sigh it out through the mouth. Moving your fingers and toes. Taking your time to roll to one side. Pausing here if you'd like, or continue all the way back up. So seated. Allowing yourself to stay in the moment. Another couple of breaths. When you do rise back up, close your eyes, rest your hands back on your knees, ending where we began. Coming back to full circle. Really allowing that breath to relax in through the nose, out through the mouth. Bring your hands together to your heart. In this moment, just pausing, notice what it feels like to be able to sit with your hands together to your heart. Whether it's in prayer or it's in finding some kind of center piece for you. Noticing your breath, noticing your heartbeat. And we'll seal our practice with one giant Om, making that A-U-M sound, breathing in. And smile. Opening your eyes. Namaste. Thank each and every one of you for coming out and joining us for class today. I appreciate it. I hope that I see you again next Saturday, or maybe, throughout the week as well. Thank you. Namaste.